EJ, good morning. Thanks for joining us. And can you answer the question, the toughest NBA team to watch is who?
Until they've won 3 in a row, Dallas has been very difficult to watch. They did win a game last night. They won their 3rd straight. But that's been a tough team for me to watch. Miami, well, Brooklyn is the toughest to watch. Come on. I mean, Brooklyn is the toughest team to watch. And that is not, I'm just glad that they were not part of the 4 teams you rattled off in tomorrow night's doubleheader, in which we do announce the All-Star starters. Or as we know it at the TNT studios, what time will someone on the internet announce the starters before we get a chance to do it live at 7 o'clock?
What is the interesting, if you get Russell Westbrook and the rest of the lineup is Golden State, is that good for the NBA?
No, I don't think that's what it's going to be.
No?
But no, I don't think, and I don't think that's the way. I don't think that's the way it should shake out.
What do you think?
And because it's different this year, because you have the fan vote, the media vote, and the player vote. So the fans are 50% this year. So if it stayed with Zaza Pachulia, as a starter, and I don't know how this is going to shake out when they do all the math, but I could assure you that the media and the player vote are not going to have Zaza in the starting lineup.
I wouldn't think so.
Right?
I wouldn't think so. I wouldn't. No. The Knicks situation, we were just talking about that with Carmelo and Phil, and how it's like cryptic messages back and forth here. How does this play? I mean, what topic are you guys going to dive into tomorrow night with the Knicks, and in particular Carmelo and maybe his future?
I guess that's what we'll look at. For me, I mean, every time Melo turns around nowadays, he's like, the first question is, hey, how do you respond to what George Karl says about you? How do you respond to what Charlie Rosen just wrote about you? I mean, now I guess there were reports that Phil has asked Carmelo about, if he wants to stay in New York. I don't know. I mean, it's just a mess, and every time you think that maybe they're turning a corner, and you look at it and say, because I can recall a few weeks ago, Dan, looking at the Knicks winning a few in a row, and say, Don't look now, but the Knicks are tied for 4th, tied for home court in the first round, and now they've drifted back into who knows where. So I don't know. He continues to be this enigma, one of the most talented scorers you could ever find, but outside of that Syracuse championship, there's nothing there to show that he can carry a team anywhere.
But Phil Jackson hasn't proven that he can run a team either.
Oh no! But I'm not giving him a pass on this at all. And I think sometimes it's been a little bit of a Nero thing where he's fiddling and you're saying, hey, speak out, tell us what's going on, and you don't hear from him. So. No, there's plenty of blame to go around in New York.
He's Ernie Johnson from TNT. They will announce the All-Star starters, unless somebody else beats them to it, at 7 Eastern.
We'll still do it,
Dan.
Oh,
you will? Okay.
We'll still do it. We won't look at it and say, hey, look at this site announced it, so go in there and check it out. No, we will announce the starters at 7 o'clock. Officially the starters, not somebody's speculation.
And I know that you've got 3 guys there who were involved in rivalries. Shaq and Charles nearly fought in a game, and
they did.
Yeah, they were wrestling. It was some big sumo wrestling.
There was a punch thrown. It was a legit punch thrown, but missed.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't know
Shaq.
what constitutes a rivalry now as opposed to what we grew up with. But is Golden State and Cleveland a rivalry?
Sure, I think it is. I think that when there's that little something in the air when 2 teams play, I think that kind of makes it a rivalry, and I think you feel that when Cleveland and Golden State play, and especially when you see that their playoff history, and those are the guys that you look at and say, well, these guys may be on a collision course again. So yeah, it's not like I'm trying to manufacture one. I think there actually is one there. I mean, if you tried to tell me that, hey, tomorrow night you got a couple of big-time rivals going at it, I would say, no, you're trying. That's contrived. This is. I would never say that Game 2 of our doubleheader between the Clippers and Timberwolves is a rivalry renewed. No, but Golden State and Cleveland, yes, there is, and I think that I think there is something there, and I think if you deny that, I think if players on either side try to deny it and say it's just like playing anybody else, then that's fake.
I also watch LeBron, and look, I said for years I think he'll end up one of the top 5 players of all time. I think statistically he's going to, with his legacy, his resume. But there are times when he sort of cheapens his legacy, when he's overly dramatic, and I don't know what it is. I can't put my finger on. I don't know if you feel this way. It just feels like the great ones just play, and they're not, falling down, acting, overreacting. Do you have any? Do you feel that way?
Do you think it was an overreaction by LeBron when Draymond Green hit him the other day?
Just a little, Ernie.
No, I mean serious. Do you think there was? Do you think it was a foul?
I think it was a foul. But
yeah, I think there was. I think it was a little bit of both. I think it was a legitimate shot that Green hit him with, but I think there's a little bit of an Oscar type of scenario going on there, where you try to sell it a little bit more, and especially but you know what? I think LeBron is smart enough to know, Draymond Green just came across and hit me with a pretty good shot, and if I sell this enough, this may not just be a flagrant one. I think that goes through your mind too, and I think he knows Draymond's history, and so I think that went into it. And so, no, I don't think it doesn't cheapen it at all. I mean, you just look at LeBron James and his body of work and what he's played through and that kind of thing and the titles. No, it doesn't. Certainly I wish everybody in the league would just play the game and not try to sell anything, but that's not the way it is anymore. And no, but his legacy to me has not been cheapened by any theatrics or any of that stuff.
Speaking of legacies, the pregame with the Martin Luther King tribute, I don't really have a question for you with it as much as I just wanted to say it was just well done. It was just...
Thanks.
It was... you handled it with the delicacy, questions. It was just really well done. I told people yesterday if they got a chance to try to find it, if it's on YouTube. I thought you and Shaq and Charles and Kenny handled it extremely well, and just wanted to reach out to you.
Yeah.
That was the reason why I wanted to have you on in the first place. Would just say thank you.
No, Dan, I appreciate that because, and after as many years as we've been around. You do these shows that are highlight driven and analysis driven and that kind of thing, and you welcome an opportunity a lot of times to kind of branch out and go somewhere else. Last year we did it from the King Center down there by Ebenezer Baptist Church, and we had Bernice King and John Lewis on. And this time we did it from the National Center for Civil and Human Rights, which is a tremendous, tremendous venue in downtown Atlanta. But to have Hank Thomas, who was a freedom rider, who was arrested when he was 19 years old, who got off that burning bus in Anniston, Alabama, to hear his stories. I mean, it was awesome, and then to walk through there and just to reminisce and think about the life of Dr. King. We loved doing the show. We got some really nice response, and it's really nice of you to say what you did too. We appreciate that.
Also, kind of set you up to say something nice about me. Kind of to finish the interview is usually how that works, Ernie.
You're the greatest, Dan.
Thank you, Ernie. That's it. That's all you need to do. Hey, good luck with announcing those All-Star starters, and I hope that's the first place I hear the All-Star starters. That's tomorrow night on TNT at 7 Eastern.
Well, then just unhook your computer, and we'll see you at 7 o'clock Eastern.
Thank you, Ernie.
It's always a pleasure, Dan. Thanks, man.
That's Ernie Johnson, NBA on TNT.
The Dan Patrick Show, weekday mornings on Audience.